You just heard Elias Pettersson say he was the shits and that he was also hurt. We're going to get into it. This is the greatest of all time podcast show, GOAT Radio. I'm the big man, and the NHL panel is back in the GOAT Rush. What's up, boys? I got Jovan Matic back.
What's going on, boys? How's it going? Good to be back.
You missed last round, man.
I did, and I'm happy to be back and chop it up again.
Coach Mark Coletta, what's up, brother?
Not much, my man. How you doing?
Good, man. And then we got Nucci back with us.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm still riding first place here on our predictions. So hopefully I can end it off on the top here after these Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah, and you guys totally blew off the last Canadian team, but it's okay. And first off, we know what we're going to do here. We already know who you're I think you're going to be predicting. But
yeah, hopefully this doesn't give it away. Just got one of the Cup finalists here, the Florida Panthers. I was just on the ice, so I was wearing this underneath and fitting for tonight's pod here with our predictions.
Yeah. What is that?
Just some rink wear.
Okay.
Workout shirt.
Nice. From
Don't work out in though.
From Tattoo?
From Tattoo, yeah.
Really?
It's Tattoo.
Yeah.
Wow. Euro 2024 ready.
You bet. I brought the soccer flavor last time, and I'm bringing it again.
Baggio years?
This is 1990. Italia 90.
So in that year, who was like the man of that squad?
Baggio came in as a sub, but ended up being the star. The guy that took the tournament in Italy by storm was Salvatore Schillaci.
Toto Schillaci.
Yeah. Zanga was in net. Barese. They had Maldini, was a young buck. The Prince, Giannini. He's played for your jersey you're wearing there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was my grade 8 summer. Memorable game against Argentina in the never
terrible scheduling.
Yeah.
They scheduled that
all the games in Rome, but that one in Napoli.
That one was in Napoli, where Maradona was a god there. So like half the stadium was cheering for Maradona.
The hand of God.
Yeah. This is Diodora though too. I don't know how many kids these days know Diodora. Mm-hmm. Classic stuff.
Yoki,
what's going on?
What you got the turquoise, black, and the gray. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I went to my parents' house looking for jerseys today, and I remember this one. It's a Las Vegas Thunder IHL hockey team jersey. This was brought back, I think, when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I told my parents to bring me back something.
When you walked in, I didn't know. I never seen that logo, but it's the IHL.
Yeah.
What does it stand for again?
International Hockey League. So back then there was 2 leagues below the NHL. There was the IHL and the AHL, right? So now they kind of merged to one just to make the AHL. But back then there was, I think the Detroit Vipers were in the IHL as well. I know Dan Kessa played for them.
Cincinnati Cyclones.
Long Beach Ice Dogs.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what the main difference was, but basically it was just another...
Before my time.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just like an AHL, but just with a different name until they merged both of them.
They were the minor league team in Vegas before the Wranglers.
Yeah, that's right.
They played out of the UNLV arena where the basketball team plays.
Yeah,
the Running Rebels.
Yeah, the Thomas and Mack Center, I think.
Yeah.
So Vegas has had hockey for a while now, so not just the Golden Knights. So it's been there for.
I think those guys lived in the casinos too when they played there.
Did they?
Yeah.
Probably lost all.
It's like
their
the old
paychecks.
Langley Thunder.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like it.
Brilliant name.
Yeah, good name.
Well, nice one, man. I'm repping the AS Roma, and when I look at this jersey, I think of. Who do I think of, Nucci?
Francesco Totti.
And
Imperatore.
One of the GOATs of Italian football. And special announcement, GO Radio is going to be at Italian Day on Sunday. This Sunday, June 9th, on the drive. And we're going to have a Totti framed autographed jersey that we're going to be giving away.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
We're going to have it on display. So it's going to be pretty sweet. We're going to have a cool little setup on the drive.
Some good food.
That'll be fun.
Food. We'll bring some food back we're going to have this set up, try to set this up and try to talk some Italian history. That's the theme, guys.
All right.
It's Astoria.
Okay.
That's the theme of Sunday. I didn't know every year there's a theme.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
So it's history, heritage.
Oh yeah,
kind of theme.
Carm D'Onofrio will be floating around. He's like the mayor of Commercial Drive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a beauty.
We'll have to sit with him and maybe get some stories of his nono or something.
Oh yeah, he's legendary.
Hopefully we can track down my nono. He'll be rolling around. He's there all day.
You have the little glass of wine in his
Oh
hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can't wait. So we'll see the GOAT fans there. Okay. Guys, before we're gonna talk about the post playoff Canucks and some UFA, RFA kind of stuff and wrap up the Canucks for the year.
Okay.
We're gonna be done with them. I'm happy to be done with them actually. It's soccer time. But anyways, we have first off, we asked the GOAT fans if they had any questions about the Canucks. So we'll go through, I think we have 5 questions here, okay? So the first one is from Gary. And he asks, what do you think of the whole knee tendonitis with Petey? He came out after that, the year-ender presser. He's been hurt since January, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, guys? Are you being like, okay, clean, he's clean, he's a fresh start next year? Or is the pressure going to be added even more next year?
The only thing that kind of just didn't not sit right with me, just I didn't like, I don't know. He's the only guy that said he had something wrong. They talked to all of them. They all had, 4 guys at a time. They went up for about 5 minutes each. They all got asked questions. The guys who we thought all were hurt, they got asked, hey, were you injured? And they all just kind of like, I'm not really going to talk about that, or no, or everyone said no. And there's no way that 20 guys were not injured and only one guy actually was. So
I think it was
sucks.
a good move.
Well, I mean, we assumed it. He probably didn't need to say anything. But it's like, I'm hurt, but I also played like shit. So it's like, which one is it?
But why would you, if he had a problem, why would you play him during the regular season when you're such in a good position? Like, why wouldn't you just rest him up saying we're going to get in the playoffs?
That's the other
so,
thing.
like,
I think
if you're really in a position where we're going to make the playoffs, why would you risk it? Why wouldn't you just go, hey, we're going to rest up, give him a couple days off, whatever you need to do, a week off, 2 weeks off, and just let him heal for the playoffs, right? Because it's a different game. So I think it's more of an excuse just to get everybody off his back.
I would have just rather him hit the line he said where I was like, I was shit from whatever he said he was till the thing. If he just said that, I'd be like, at least he fucking admitted it, and he knows he's going to have to come out, work hard this summer, and be ready to go, be flying, because he's going to have a lot to prove next year. But then you have to throw in that he had knee tendonitis. It's like...
Yeah. But, I mean, he did, maybe. And
yeah, no, I'm not saying he wasn't hurt. I'm also not saying... But I'm also saying other guys were... That they said no, they were hurt. Like, guys were hurt. You don't go through 13 playoff games, 82-game season without being banged up. But guys, I'm sure it was probably talk. It said, don't fucking say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give any excuses. Don't say anything. Just go out there and that's it. And talk about whatever you want. Like,
he was bad for a long time though.
Yeah.
And to then just bring it up at the end as if it was, oh, okay, I'll throw it out there. I agree. I think it's kind of a shitty way to kind of approach why you were so shitty, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of guys playing hurt. And obviously the training staff figured tendonitis is manageable and he can play with it and not going to make it any worse. Might have to play through some pain. I mean, if Tuba's playing with a broken foot, ankle, whatever he was playing with, I think that's a little more severe, and he didn't look as lethargic or unassuming, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think there was more than a fair share to go around when you want to blame whatever, but yeah, I would have bit my tongue and just say, I'm good.
And then
Truba's elbows were fresh though.
Yeah, his chicken wings.
Yeah,
I know. And then I'm just like, Canucks got to learn from this.
Yeah,
and say, LTIR. Are you kidding me?
The Vegas stuff.
Why not? That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? And you know what? He's fresh. Honestly, that's a...
More next year.
I don't think they're deep enough to be able to place a guy like that on an LTIR and
That's
still
your
make
new
the
strategy.
playoffs.
I mean, in the...
Like Vegas not barely made it, but they
Last year or this year?
This year.
Yeah, but
they were like the last seed, no?
Yeah, you're right. I don't think like with Petey, I don't think they lost because of him, but they could have won because of him. If that makes any sense. Like they needed him. And I went to game 7 and I think I was talking with you, Carl, about this. Like they were flat. Like after game 5, that was their game 7. And then game 6 and game 7, they were just ran out of gas. Like this is like a learning experience for them to say, hey, this is what we need to actually get to figure out how to get into better shape for playoffs. Like every team who goes far, like the Panthers or Edmonton, it's a struggle. Like this is not just a 1 year, let's go in and bam, we're going to make the finals. They have to learn to lose before they could win. Maybe I hope for him, he'll come in and be like, okay, I got to change my game a little bit. But the one thing about game 7 that I kind of liked was he was laying the body a little bit more. Yeah. Like you saw him hit Ekholm a couple times and he was kind of doing that, but he just looked like he was skating in quicksand. And that was kind of like, okay, but to use an excuse like that, like you guys said, just say, hey, it happened, I'll learn, just move forward from it. Say, I'm done, right?
Yeah. Good thing he signed that contract, though.
Yeah, good for him.
It's just like such a thing, too. It's like, if he's like, hey, I separated my shoulder in February, haven't been able, something like that's like knee tendonitis. It's like, what
is that?
That's like a
old golfers get or something, like
I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah. Fractured toenail.
All right, we'll move on to the next question, guys. AJ. We know AJ.
Joe Hall?
Big on Twitter. No.
Oh, yeah.
If you had to make the lines for game 7, what would they look like?
Are you talking about for the Canucks now?
Yeah. I don't even remember, but I'm looking at a guy like
Besser was out.
Yeah. You know what, Mikheyev, gosh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he could have buried
0-0, and he stick handles in the corner, right to the corner on his breakaway. That is execution nil.
Yeah, I think we buried Hoglander on the 4th line that night.
Yeah.
He had 25 goals. Okay, he hadn't been having a good playoff, but if you put Hoglander on that breakaway, probably has a better chance of scoring.
At least it's on net, maybe.
Yeah, at least he gets a shot on net.
At least he won't dump it in the corner. Yeah. But there was that. I don't know. I almost... with Besser being out and really not having to make a decision whether a guy was played good or not, it was like they had to put someone in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give someone a shot. Just...
I think Yoki was right. They looked tired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what combinations could have been what have you, but Garland and Miller together, you always like that. Lafferty looked like he was fast most of the year and didn't really have any speed. I don't know. I mean, you expect some of these role players to step up, but where do you put them? Like, your 25 goal, you bury them or you don't. I think
I would have stuck Lekkerimäki in for a game.
Oh, he would have been a beaut.
Just I don't know, man.
Just like Dallas did.
He just needs one shot.
Dallas did it with Maverick Bork. What a name! It's a great name.
It is. I think he did a good job making the lines. Like, what else are you gonna do? Yeah. Like, they had no depth. You have to put Petey and Miller together because Besser's done. You got to keep that Joshua Garland line together with Lindholm. But other than that, like, you have a bunch of 4th line players for third. Like that screwed up the whole flow of the team, right? So, at the end of the day, like, there's no excuse. They just
Edmonton was a better squad. Let's be straight up. Yeah. Okay, guys. This is a bit of a funny one. How many Canucks players did Ian Cole outscore on his own net? I want to actually know quite a few. Mikheyev, Pettersson.
McDavid and Draisaitl. I think he scored more goals for them than they did.
Man, that was just...
He had a rough one.
He did have a rough one. Okay, Giuseppe. He asks, and this is a bit of a debate.
Phil D?
Yeah. Canucks have 3 Canadians. Oilers have 17. Thoughts? And this goes to, I think it goes back to St. Louis when they won. The team with the most Canadians lately has hoisted the cup.
How many Canadians?
Is that a coincidence? I don't know.
How many Canadians does Toronto have in their team?
We would have to fact check that. I'm not
sure.
They
have a lot too, don't they?
I don't know. I'll take a look.
Yeah, but when your top guy is American.
But
But
is Giuseppe asking that if you have more Canadians,
that's what he's
you're
implying.
You're going to win the cup.
Yeah, he's pretty much saying more Saskatchewan and less Stockholm.
Worked out pretty good for the Red Wings. I mean, they had Shanny and Yzerman, but they also, when they won, they had Lidstrom and they had Datsuk and they had
Zetterberg.
The Hansen. Johan Hansen was a beast when they won those ones. So,
the mule.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I mean, look at the history in the last 5 years. It's pretty nuts.
Maybe 20 years ago.
And you know what? If Edmonton gets it done, that's pretty remarkable.
But how many did Colorado and Vegas have? The last two.
They
had quite a bit.
They had a lot.
They had the most in that year in the playoffs. So it's a cool thing to think about.
Yeah, I think mentality wise, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah,
because
Canadians different, right?
Yeah,
different
especially
blood.
For playoffs when it's giving up everything you have for the team, playing through shit. It's just something that is kind of it's ingrained in Canadian hockey culture.
Maybe a weird hot take. I don't know, but I think there's something there. I'm not necessarily going to agree with the fact that you got to have all Canadians or not. It's no different than saying, well, a Euro captain never won. Well, then Lidstrom hoisted the cup a bunch of times. But I'll say this: when the Czechs won last week, and I've maybe it's weird because it's not the best on best, and from my opinion, I don't think it's an opinion; it's fact. It's not the best on best tournament. Yeah, but Pasternak and these guys, they're going bonkers because they won the World Championship. Like they went nuts. Yeah, and so I think for a lot of the world, the Euro the Euros or what have you, the World Championship is a big deal. When for us here, like I don't give a shit about that. Nobody cares about that. Yeah, like who cares? Like they don't even. It's irrelevant. The Stanley Cup is everything. Yeah, and to me, it's like that was epitomizes what maybe that sentiment is, that if you don't have enough Canadians on the team, you can't win because the other countries don't really care that much and they're not willing to sacrifice or blah blah blah. But again, that's just, to me, it's a weird sentiment to think that too, that they wouldn't care. So Ovechkin loved it. I mean, shit, I think you'd follow him everywhere after he won the cup because he was so excited.
But I think he needed it for his legacy too, right? Like he needed it because it's like, give me
him and Crosby.
Yeah. Also that, but are you giving me the best ever goal scorer and not have a cup? Like, what does that mean? Like, I like what you said, because like when we all grew up as kids, we grew up wanting to win the Stanley Cup. Like I didn't know what any of the Memorial Cup was or any of the Western Hockey League. I didn't know any of that till like my teens. Like when you were a kid, it was like Stanley Cup and World Juniors. And that's what you knew about, right? So like you said, sometimes, again, there's an argument for the other side as well, but if you have Canadians and Americans, it's like you want your name on that Stanley Cup forever, right?
I agree.
So, yeah.
It's interesting facts, though.
Good question by Giuseppe.
It is.
Yeah, Giuseppe made
question.
It.
Phil D.
Giuseppe. I like Giuseppe.
And how about we get into some fun stuff? I got a list of the RFAs and UFAs.
All right.
So I'll say the player, and you say we should let them walk or pay them. RFAs, restricted free agents. We got Roenick, which is he's getting a lot of talked about right now.
Now you're saying either let him walk or keep him based on
and put out a number for
Don't
him.
worry about the salary cap. Just if we had money to keep him, we keep him. Okay.
Roenick, are you? He's a right-handed D-man, right? Not many of them.
Yeah, I think I'm keeping a 26-year-old right-handed shot D-man that can skate, can shoot the puck. This is his first full season with us. I think maybe the asking price has been a little high, but he even admitted that he wasn't very good in the second half of the year in his post-season press conference. So,
what do you want me to say?
That's another thing too. Yeah,
I liked his answer. Everyone was tripping him. What is he supposed to say?
What's he gonna say?
Like,
hey, I wasn't that good. If I knew, I would have done something about it. And no, I wasn't injured. What do you want me to say? I was injured? Like
these reporters, they love to see these reactions. They don't even care about the answer. They want them to get choked, and that's it.
They ask the same questions over and over. But yeah, I would keep him. They don't grow on trees, these kind of guys, and I think he had a decent chemistry with Hughes, and it's only going to get better as they
And you know what? Shoot the puck like he does. Get him to shoot the puck more, and he's got a bomb. Any comment? Any other comments?
I think you got to try and keep him.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I like the way he plays, even though he had a shitty little bit stretch there. But I like him. I mean, the money's always going to be a factor, but if you had it, keep him.
Okay.
So the interesting thing, I was talking to my old man about this because I liked him too, but he wasn't necessarily, I think he was the bottom 3 defenseman in the playoffs, right? Like he didn't perform. Maybe now we can sign him at a cheaper rate because of his lack of production in the playoffs. Maybe he was asking for 8, maybe go, we'll give you 6. Maybe that could be a good thing, right? You never know.
Yeah.
I'll take 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Probably the Canucks MVP in the playoffs. Seeloffs. Archer's Seeloffs. Are you keeping this guy?
Well, I think he's earned himself a backup spot.
Yeah.
And Demko's your guy. But if Demko continues to be injury prone, like I don't know how long you can keep putting up with that.
Poor DeSmith. He didn't do anything really.
Yeah, I mean, he's a journeyman backup, so what are you going to do about a 23-year-old?
But that money you save with Schlivas, you give to our boy Roenick.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the UFAs. DeSmith. I guess
He's gone.
Lindholm, guys. And he showed his versatile, how versatile he is. I love this guy. You keep him.
It's a heavy price tag to keep him.
Yeah, but how?
Yeah.
Like, where's the money coming from?
Well, okay, whatever.
If you had the magic wand,
would you keep him right now?
100%.
Yeah, you got to keep a guy like that.
Bluger.
don't like the skates he wears. So
I know, you
let him
keep
walk.
mentioning that.
What's he wearing?
I don't know.
Just his style?
It's like a 1980s style. I don't know. I just don't like. Maybe I don't like the style. I don't know. Good player, but
I think you can replace him with a guy out of the American League.
Okay. Lafferty.
Walk.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same as Bluger. You can replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This guy's getting a lot of combo about him. Dakota. Joshua.
He became a fan favorite. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really had a guy like that. Big, drop the glove sometimes.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Muck it up.
And I showed a bit of a touch around the net. So
He can jump
I think
up.
it'd be great to keep him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had a good playoff too. His ask could be pretty high.
I think somebody like Joshua is one of these guys who we've seen in the past, and you could probably have to look some names up. I can't. They take money elsewhere, go to another team.
Don't have the same success.
And then it's just
Hanson Carter.
Wow, there you go. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ace.
There you go.
He's good on the panel, though. I like him on TNT.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. These guys ask for big money. They go somewhere else. The environment's not the same.
Yeah.
They don't have the same rapport. The coach might not like him as much. He's got to play a different role. All of a sudden, he's gone from a guy who's going to play good minutes, fan favorite, be in a good team, and he takes the money and just is like in obscurity the rest of the way. So I don't know. I don't know what the wrong or right answer is.
And he had good chemistry with Garland too. Like even though like Lindholm was their center at points and then Bluger was their center at points, seemed like him and Garland, they had some chemistry together that they worked well.
You would hope that he was like, these guys gave me this opportunity at 27 years old or something. He is like 28 years old. That he's like, okay, I'd like to play for Talkett still. I'd like to, play with Garland, be part of this thing that the Canucks have going right now.
Well, and you got to think too, and I'm sure you mentioned a couple more names, is guys will take a little bit of a pay cut because they like the culture here. They like being here. The Canucks are starting to feel like a family when it comes to listening to the way the guys talk. I think it's maybe that's important too, but you never know. I mean,
he seems like a guy that would
agents get involved, and it's good night.
And how about a collective little defenseman talk here? We got Zadorov, Myers, Ian Cole, Friedman.
Big Z. Gotta keep Big Z.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
You do everything you can to sign him.
Good suits.
Yeah.
Good chirps.
Just
good with the media.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's a guy who I could tell you that Canadian talk for the playoffs, that he's like an outlier where he wanted to win.
Should have his own YouTube channel.
He should
Big
probably.
Z.
I think Zadorov and Myers are big key.
I think Myers will be an easier
signing.
Because Myers is, obviously he's local and he's got some.
Yeah.
There's some family stuff. I think that want to keep him here, and I think he's his agent said he probably will stay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, where do big D men like that?
Mm-hmm.
You can't find them. They don't, and they both move. I mean, Myers was a whipping boy for the last year and a half, and this year he was good. I thought he was real good, and that's probably because ice time was a little bit more limited. And
yeah, he's plus. I was listening to something. He's plus 14 this year, and in his whole tenure here with the Canucks, if I asked you what do you think is plus minus, is he plus player or minus player? What would you probably say?
Probably say minus.
Because, he's even.
yeah.
That's really good.
So, I think you would take him for $2 to $3 million.
Yeah.
Can you keep Cole too, though? I mean, he's won a cup.
Holy shit! I don't know.
I don't think
Mark.
you can.
You got to give him maybe. He
him
might
a
be
walk.
right-handed though.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll give him a right-handed stick next year.
Maybe I shoot the other way.
That was
No stick,
that was
just kick the
pathetic.
puck out.
Such brutal luck, man, because he plays fucking hard. It's just
Yeah.
when you're trying to block shots, sometimes too much. It's almost
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
yeah.
And Susie, they've got though.
Oh yeah, he's locked up for like 2 or 3 or more
He's a
years.
beast. I like him.
Yeah.
Going back to Pettersson, this is a question relating to him. Would you rather sign a $1 million contract and be a top player in the league, or sign a $10 million contract and be utter disappointment?
During that 1 year.
Yeah.
Like top player as in
I'd be the
Like
$1
you
million
understand-
top player because then I'd sign for $10 million the year after.
I like that one.
Yeah, you
Guys,
always-
if I was-
you always want to be the best.
Yeah, but you know what?
Screw it. Take the money.
Are you guys kidding me? We're talking 10 times the money. If you're mentally tough,
If I'm the best player though, I'm gonna get that $10 million the next year.
that's not a guarantee.
It's not on the
buddy.
table?
No. What if
Okay.
it's not? Let's be honest. Like $1 million in Vancouver,
Now you could get tendonitis and you're done.
You can't get anything.
guys. Let's be smart about this. This is a good question.
I get
Everyone wants
endorsements. Make up for it.
to be everybody wants to be the best. This
La
and that.
Grotta,
but
La Grotta
guys,
sponsored.
I like that.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Okay, last thing. Manny Maholcha. You guys happy with that? With the AHL? Coach
Yeah,
Mark?
I've gotten to meet Manny a couple
Yeah.
times. And he's family friends with my brother-in-law and
Yeah.
sister. The kids played together and met him a bunch of times. Great guy. You know, his boy I think is going to be playing in Chilliwack.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes sense. I think his wife, who is Steve Nash's sister,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're staying in Toronto with the other two little guys. But man, he's a real good guy. When you talk to him, you wouldn't really know he was a professional hockey player or what have you, and drafted really high. If you really look, you look at some of the numbers, 7th overall maybe, and played a ton of games. And he's just a humble, cool, down to earth dude. And it's good to see that they brought him back and bring guys that were part of the organization. Maybe that's, again, building that culture, building that family orientation that the Canucks are trying to do. And I like it.
He's cranked out.
I think
too.
it's good,
Shit,
man.
he's fit.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's a
fit.
good example
That-
for the players in the American League. And
I was actually talking to a buddy of mine about this too, and he's brought up that if you saw what the Canucks had, the coaches was like Boudreau and a couple other coaches, like they didn't.
Yeah.
Is that your coach? Like you see a guy like that where you see Talkett or Maholcha or even like Rod the Bod, like they're in the gym before you are, and they're
Rod the
and
Bod.
Those
Love Rod the Bod.
Those players, right? They all had it kind of play the similar way, and now look how good of a coaches they are.
Yeah.
Like I like Bruce Boudreau, but come on, like you see him as a player, like behind the bench, like you can't take care of yourself. Like it's just kind of a mentality thing, right? But I think it does bring a little bit of.
it's brutal. I was at that game that he got the puck in the eye
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in the
against Colorado.
Colorado, right?
Yeah, that was a weird
Was that in playoffs?
weird one.
No, it was just a regular season game. We got puck got
Towards-
deflected
towards
like
the
in
end of
neutral
the
zone.
season too. I think it was.
Yeah, because I was home from college after we got knocked out in like March, and I came home for a week, and I went to a Canucks game, and it happened that night. Eric Johnson deflected a puck at center ice.
Talking about coaching though, the NHL, and I had this chat with a couple guys on a chat I have with a couple hockey guys, and it's like I asked, it's such an old boys club. Like they just recycle coaches through and through. And the one fella, I won't mention his name, but he made a comment, and the comment was like, GMs don't want to take a chance on a young guy, because it's their reputation on the line. If something happens, they rather die on the sword with some guy who's been around. Like Lindy Ruff going back to Buffalo.
Yeah.
He's been around forever, man. Bilesma's back. Green goes to Ottawa.
Yeah. Hold on.
They're just recycling coaches.
That's right. But if you see all the coaches who have won, they're all coaches who were newer.
Yeah.
Because you look at Cooper, he came up, right? He was like the Gordon Bombay with the DUI.
Yeah.
He won. Who
Bednar
else?
for
Bednar,
Colorado. He was out of nowhere. I didn't even know who this guy was.
Yeah. Cassidy, kind of in the same boat. Like, they're not these old recycled. They're kind of
in the final.
Knobloch, there you go.
Now,
right.
Yeah.
Even what's his name? Bilesma, when he won with Pittsburgh.
He came from the American League too. Yeah.
So there's something about. I mean, I guess all those situations, all those teams were in kind of shitty situations, and it couldn't have gotten worse for them.
It just seems like when you were. I mean, it's no different than junior hockey here or some other leagues and maybe other sports. Soccer's probably notorious for recycling coaches, but there's got to be young guys out there that deserve a shot and take a chance on them, right? But, it is what it is.
As we're talking about coaching, he's Jim Playfair snapping in the background right here.
In Abbotsford.
Yeah, it's on TV.
There's Bednar right there.
There he is.
Yeah.
It's got the good hair, Bednar.
Yeah. So, guys, Canucks, we'll see you next year. We're done with them.
We're done with the Canucks.
For the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the draft, some free agent, July 1st. But
I'll say one last thing. I hope, like you mentioned, some of these free agents. I think it's good, maybe a good thought to say they've got some good guys in Abbotsford that played a full year, maybe two. Yeah, that they can replace guys like
they
Bluger,
need that. Good teams have that happen.
Yeah, for sure. So you have Lecker-Mackey, who's proven at the pro level, Pettersson, the defenseman, and Ratty, the guy they got from New York for the Horvat. This guy's got to pan out.
They need one of these guys.
Because if he doesn't pan out, that Horvat trade is.
What about the defenseman from
Pettersson too?
No, the Swedish.
Willander. He's probably going to go back to school.
One more year. Okay. Actually, funny stat. I'll throw this out there. There was something on YouTube the other day that said if the Canucks picks, they don't have a first round, right?
No.
So they got a second rounder, and I think it falls at like 30, 40 something overall. And the guy in that position, guess what his name is?
Willander too.
Patterson.
Again?
Yes. This guy was doing something on YouTube. I was dying. I was laughing. I was like, that's pretty funny. Pettersson to Pettersson to Pettersson.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do you think?
That's not good. Okay, boys.
Giuseppe wouldn't be happy with Pettersson to Pettersson.
Boys, the stage is set. The Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, the team that you guys totally shit on last series, against the powerhouse Florida Panthers, guys. And I just got to start off with this. You used the word McDestiny. Is it?
Man, it seems like every generational player now gets their cup.
Yeah.
And he's the next one in line for it. It's going to be very hard. I think this is probably the toughest that a guy will have to, like a McKinnon got his cup, Crosby got his cup, Ovechkin got his cup. Like, these guys got their cups. I think it's his chance now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll get back there again with this current team, but I think, man, Florida's just too hard.
Well, I can't emphasize this enough. I cannot stress enough how much a team has relied on one player. Yeah. Or two. But that much in the history of the game. This guy is insanity what he has done. If he can win this cup against Florida, he's the best. Okay, listen to what I say. He's the best player ever. Not the greatest, but the best.
Like if he wins a cup or right now?
If he wins the cup.
Well, I'd say he's the best right now.
Yeah. But
overall,
it'll cement it.
If you watch, like, Gretzky's the greatest.
Yeah.
Lemieux's probably second greatest, or maybe the right, whatever, what have you. And then obviously you can have the debate forever and ever and ever. If you just watch, he passes the eye test.
Yeah.
He skates faster than everybody. He stick handles faster than everybody. He shoots better than everybody. He does things on the ice that nobody's ever done in a particular part of time where the game is better. So how can he not be the best athletic hockey player of all time? If the Gretzky purists, which I am, are going to shit on me for that, we'll spin it in a different way and just say he's that, I guess, right?
When someone says, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go
when someone says they don't have a chance against Florida, they said the same thing against the Stars. And you know what? They were the better team. big time, I thought. And you know why? 2 elements, McJesus and the power play, special teams. Nowadays in hockey is different. You don't, honestly, 5-on-5, great. It's so different now than 10 years ago.
This Florida team's different.
No, man, you said the Stars were the best team in the freaking the last 10 years.
I know, and I'm an idiot. So.
I actually remember us sitting here the first time we had this for round 1. Okay, I think I said that if Canucks can get through Edmonton, this would be their easiest route to the Stanley Cup Finals because that division just beat the shit out of each other. We're talking about Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg, Vegas. You told me this a couple nights ago that Vegas looked like Canucks did game 5 and 6 or 6 and 7, right? Dallas. Yeah. And I'm not taking anything away from him. Like that goal he scored, like what he did and how he, McJesus, and he walked Heiskanen. Yeah. Like he toe tucked Heiskanen. It looked like me going around these 5-year-olds.
Quick little backhand slapper.
Yeah.
Hey? It got deflected.
But it was it was like a backhand slap, right? It's like the Nintendo video game back in the day. It was like a backhand
Guys,
slapper.
This 5-on-5 play in hockey, honestly,
I said it from the beginning. Special teams will win you a series.
It's going to win
single-handedly.
I don't think it wins.
It's going to win. It does. I know coaches don't like to say that. They
cup.
say nowadays. I think hockey. If I was a GM, I'm building for a PP line. That's how crazy it is right now.
Yeah, McDavid's. Guys, his sidekick, right? He's got Draisaitl. Lemieux had Yager.
Yeah.
Gretzky had Curry. Crosby had Malkin. McKinnon had Rantanen. All these guys have their sidekick, and this is a pretty sick duo.
I just don't think they're deep enough to beat Florida. And if you weigh just the two, and we've all been right, wrong, whatever, and I've been wrong a lot. They're dirty. They're nasty. They get up and down the ice. They're big. They're strong. They got goalie Bob in net. I mean,
yeah.
I just think if I had to bet, and I'm not a betting man because I don't have enough money to bet, I put my money on Florida and I say I'm going to make the prediction right now before you even ask me.
Okay.
5 games.
Wow. So you're going against Canada's team.
Yeah, well, that's another debate, but I need the points to win this little thing we got. So I have to go with something obscure.
Man.
So you don't like that saying that we should be cheering?
No, horseshit. Horseshit comment, horseshit everything.
Okay. Why is that?
Because you cheer for the city you live in, and that's our team we grew up with, Vancouver Canucks. Yeah. Not the Calgary Flames. Not they're bringing the cup back to Canada. It's not a Canadian. Canada doesn't own the cup. It's a league.
Does it mean anything where it hasn't been won in over 30 years?
I could give a shit. Who cares that the cup hasn't been here?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today when I was young.
Sorry to interrupt. It's such a backwards thought process because why the fact that Canada has to win the cup. Canada has to win the Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
Canada has to win the World Juniors. Canada has to win the World Cup at soccer. Yeah. Like Vancouver Whitecaps, Montreal, Toronto FC, we win the MLS. We don't win. I mean, even like the Raptors won the NBA. Who cares? Yeah. Like, it's not Vancouver. Like I didn't care. It wasn't Canada's. Like that's Toronto's NBA championship. That's it.
Yeah, it's true.
I was thinking about it today. When I was younger, I kind of had that mentality. Like when I was a kid, 2006 when Edmonton went to the final, I was like kind of rooting for them. I was in my teens. I was just like, you kind of fall into the TV hype and everything, and I was like, I was kind of going for Edmonton. But fast forward to 2011, Canucks are in the finals. I'm kind of cognizant of everything more a bit. In my mid-20s, and no one was fucking cheering for the Canucks.
No, they hated us.
Nobody was.
No.
So why am I fucking going to cheer for Edmonton?
Okay, I'll put it this way. You're Internista, yes?
Yeah.
Would you cheer for AC Milan?
In a Champions League final, no.
Well, that's what I mean. Why would you want your rival or any of your rivals to win the trophy you're trying to get? To me, it's crazy. Like I said, Olympic gold medal, Canada's medal.
Yeah.
I had this thought with baseball as well because my kid plays baseball now, and you see all these families. Yeah, Blue Jays. I'm
Yeah.
like, why? Like,
Yeah,
why?
I agree. Yeah.
I'm like, I cheer for the Mariners. I lived in Everett, and Mariners are closer to Vancouver. I cheer for them. Blue Jays, like, you're right. When they made that run,
They're not our team.
They're not our team. I would like to see certain players win, sure, and if they're in the Canadian teams, that's fine. Like back then when they had those teams when
Joe Carter, touch them all, Joe.
But
Robbie
even,
Alomar.
Yeah, but even when there was those 3 teams, I think Ottawa, Edmonton, Calgary, they went back to the finals and they all lost, right?
Oh, the hockey games.
Yeah, you wanted to see Alfredson win. You wanted to see a guy like Ryan Smith win.
Or
You
even
want to see Jerome McGinley win, but you cheered for those guys. But for me to say I want Edmonton to win because it's Canada's team,
no,
they're not. And again, Canada, the Stanley Cup comes back to Canada every single year. There's multiple Canadian players on those teams that win. It's not like it's full of American roster, right?
Yeah.
Those teams are driven by Canadian players mostly.
I'm not with that argument. I'm just thinking, why is that being made? I'm thinking maybe it's because of McJesus. They have 17 Canadians on the team, and they're underdogs.
I think it'd be cool to see McDavid win a cup. One of the greatest players.
Well, Hopkins, Burnaby boy. Why not?
Yeah.
Kane's a Vancouver guy. I mean, sure.
I'm not cheering against them. I'm just not cheering for them.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Nuge versus Reinhardt.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you think
Future
it's because
ASHL battle.
if McDavid wasn't a Toronto boy, that they wouldn't be calling this a Canadian team? Like Canucks, when they were in 2011, 2012, they weren't
Canada's team.
No, but they were full of Swedes, and there wasn't really. They have this McDavid, who I think is, like I said, the best player, but he's also a big Toronto boy. Like, does that play a factor in them doing this? Because we all know the media is very biased, or do you just think they're trying to spin this the other way?
Well, the commercial, Boston Pizza, the commercial about bringing the cup on, it's been 30 years, all these like sentimental bullshit. Like, get out of here. It's
Edmonton
cheesy.
Pizza? Is that they want to change it to?
Yeah,
If they win?
I don't know. I like Maurice's comments after each
He's
game,
funny.
so he's good. So
I like him too.
He's funny.
get him out there.
All right, you got Panthers in 5.
I'm going with that. I need to win this thing. Can I
Okay.
get enough points to win or no?
Well, if you get it right on 5,
That's 10
you get
points.
10 points. So yeah, we're all in the ball game unless he copies your prediction.
Panthers in 5.
Okay, who do you got? Who wants to go next?
I'll go Panthers in 6.
Ooh.
Okay, I gotta tell a story that I told you guys today. I was looking for jerseys, and I went in. I don't know if you guys can see this. The camera's there, but I found this little Stanley Cup lying there.
Show the camera.
Show the camera right here. It's a little Stanley Cup from McDonald's. Or no, this was found in a case of beer back in the days when they gave away good prizes, right?
Yeah.
This is about 25 years old, probably. Anyways, so I found it a couple weeks ago, and I found it again today. But when we were talking last podcast, I've had Florida since last year that they're going to win the Stanley Cup. There's something they reminded me exactly like Tampa. So I'm going to go Florida, but in 7 games.
7.
Yeah.
Man, I said they weren't going to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season. It was my we all did a hot take, and that was my hot take.
Oh, and the big man.
Boy, was I
I
wrong.
think the big man's going out.
He's going to go for
He's
Edmonton.
going Edmonton.
Guys, same thing as last
Going to
round.
drop a stunner.
You guys all pretty much, it was a sweep. Dallas versus Edmonton. No way. And you know what? Edmonton is going to win in 7.
7. Okay.
Hey,
In Florida.
I'd love to see a game 7.
In Florida.
Wow. All right.
And I just want to say two reasons. McDavid,
David.
special teams. 28 PKs straight. Guys, Darnell Nurse. Hey, I want to talk about Darnell Nurse for a second. He got completely chirped. And you know what? You know what he did in the next game? 12 hits. He scored in his own net, Ian Cole style, off his butt. But that guy, hey, he's a leader. And you know what? People are like, oh, $9 million, whatever. If you win the cup, it don't matter how much you get paid. It's a piece, 20 minutes a game, $9 million. It's a cup. It's well spent.
Well, they won't care if they win the cup.
100% no. And you know what? He's worth his money right now, I think. He's a beast.
Here's my predictions on GOAT Radio. Celtics in 7. Panthers in 5. There it is, right there.
Ooh.
You're looking for even more points, eh?
Yeah, let's see if I can get some more points.
Well,
But how about, I know this is off topic, not off topic, but if it goes to game 7,
Yeah.
Stanley Cup ends June 24th.
Yeah.
To me, too crazy, too long.
Why did they get a week off?
Hockey's got to figure out how to get, like, we shouldn't be talking hockey mid-June. Maybe that first week of June, Stanley Cup over, okay. But it's crazy.
I don't know why they got
know there's
that week
money.
off.
Those guys are going to have 2 months off.
I think they did that because also it's hearing that ESPN has their rights.
It's TV deals for sure. Right? It's money based.
And
I get it.
Also, that's a long travel.
Oh.
Like from Edmonton to Florida, like that's like they had to give him a couple days in between.
Well, Messi didn't want to travel. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe McDavid says no, pulls a Messi. I'm not coming.
I don't like your ice.
I don't like the ice. I don't like the ice.
It's too soft.
Okay, boys. Like I said, we'll see the GOAT fans this Sunday, Italian Day. Mm-hmm. You guys will all be there, and we hope to knock out some pods there. Mostly food, history of Italy.
Come by. We'll have some hockey. Bring the kids by. We'll have some hockey cards given out. We're going to be pumping out espressos all day. Just come by. Like we said, we got the Totti giveaway jersey, so make sure you enter that when we put it up. Go try our sandwich that we've collabed with La Grotta with, La Gota. So go grab the sandwich. Come by, tell us what you think. If you want to bring us a couple as well, we'll gladly dust them. Come by.
It'll be great. We're finally on the road.
Nice. It's going to be a beautiful day as well. So no excuse.
Road game.
GOAT Radio is continuing the globalization campaign.
We got the generator too.
Generator. Hopefully
we're going to power the whole street.
Okay, boys. We're going to end it with maybe this will change your mind. A quote from the great one. This guy, Wayne Gretzky, yesterday.
Wayno.
He says, the whole country will be backing the Oilers. This is the greatest of all time podcast show, GOAT Radio. We will see you next time for more GOAT history. We'll see you later.